What's up, guys? I'm Dan.
And I'm Jasmine.
Welcome back to Speaking Through the Gray, episode number 30. Yay.
Feels like it's been more than 30,
I
but
know.
that's fine.
Yeah, I know. It's
could
been
do
2
more.
weeks. I don't know about you, but I think 30 is a really big number, right?
What are you trying to say?
30 is old.
It's
right?
not old at all.
If you think 30 is
30 is
old,
pretty
drop it in
young.
the comments and let us know. Jasmine turned 30 last year.
I did not.
So.
I turned 29 again.
So, yeah, pretty much. So today's episode is going to be called Justice is Coming, Trusting God When We Want Revenge.
Indeed.
It's a little lengthy, but...
That's the whole title.
That's
the
the whole
podcast.
title. Yeah, so go ahead and explain the main theme of what we're talking about.
So every person has a built-in desire for justice. When we are wronged, betrayed, lied about, cheated, or hurt, we naturally want things made right. Scripture affirms that justice matters, but it also teaches that ultimate justice belongs to God. The challenge for believers is learning how to pursue righteousness without allowing bitterness and revenge to control our hearts.
Yeah. I mean, this is tricky. And honestly, I was trying to think about, a topic to discuss. I think as Christians, this is an important one that doesn't get talked about a lot. Because there's so many things between social justice and different things. And, it can be really difficult where justice becomes somebody's whole personality too. Whether it's in the world or in the Christian culture. And I think that there has to be a balanced element of where we, love justice and truly understand that justice should be served, but also that justice is in the hands of God. So yeah, I think this is a good
I don't know if
topic.
it was the last episode or not. I'm sorry, my earpieces feel weird. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
But we talked about how people like sometimes leave you or turn away or something bad happens, and then it's like,
Seasons for Reasons episode. Yeah.
Do you get bitter after this? Some people want justice, or they want what's the word I'm looking for?
They want
Vengeance.
vengeance. Yeah. Which we talk about that
Yeah.
in the notes. So have you ever watched someone hurt you and seemingly get away with it? Thinking of examples, a dishonest coworker who got promoted, a friend who betrayed your trust, a family member who never apologized, someone who spread lies about you. Things like that. One of the hardest realities of life is that justice is often delayed. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it never comes when I want it to come.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm mad now.
Yeah. and again, we talk about this a lot, but there's a lot of times where we have our limited perspective of however many years we're here on earth, but God's perspective is eternal. So how do Christians live faithfully when justice doesn't come as quickly as we think it should?
I know. I've had to go through this with... one of them says a family member who never apologized. And when I read it, I said, is this pointed towards me, this whole thing you wanted me to read
Yeah,
through?
I created it just for you.
Just for me.
Just for you.
So I think it is really hard not to grow bitter over time and immediately want someone to apologize or immediately want something to, move on. So our first segment is desire of justice is not wrong.
Yeah.
So many Christians mistakenly think wanting justice is sinful. It isn't.
Yeah. Again, there has to be a balanced approach. Sometimes people are all one way or all the other, and there's almost always, not in every situation, but there's almost always a spot in the middle where we should be balanced. And this is definitely one of those major areas. One of the scriptures in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 8 says, for I, the Lord, love justice. So God loves justice, and we should love the things that he loves as well. Yeah.
Our next one is righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne, and that's Psalm 89 and 14.
Yeah. And the reason injustice bothers us is because we create... We were created in God's image, and when evil disturbs us, it reflects something God placed inside of us. Yeah.
So our first discussion point is the problem isn't wanting justice. The problem begins when our desire for justice becomes a desire for revenge.
Yeah, which
And that
segues
is so
great
true.
into our next point. Revenge feels good, but destroys the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how human nature wants payback. We want the last word, public vindication, immediate consequences. But what do you think about that at all?
Yeah, no.
I think you always want the last word.
Is this off of arguments that we have?
Maybe.
Or? Yeah, it's true. It's tough because sometimes, especially when you're so head on what you believe, whether it's just universally correct or you personally believe this is the correct thing, we want that vindication. We want to have the last word. We want to know that justice is served, but there has to be a healthy balance where we're not seeking revenge.
I know, especially when it's a public situation.
Oh, yeah.
So in that public vindication, like if that person came against you in front of all these people, well, you still want all these people to know that person was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
so I get mad when it's just one side and I'm moving along and everyone still thinks that this person is right when they're wrong and they haven't apologized. So,
yep. And the scriptures repeatedly speak about this, and one of them is Romans 12:19. You want to read that one?
It says, "Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God." I've had to tell myself that so many times. I'm going to put this in God's hands and I'm going to walk away from the situation because I have no control. Yeah,
and I love this. Notice Paul does not say ignore justice. He does say, what? Ignore injustice, but he does say don't become the judge. Yeah. And an important distinction for this is that God never tells us evil isn't evil, sin isn't sin, hurt doesn't matter. He tells us, let me handle what belongs to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty straightforward. He's supposed to handle it, and you are supposed something went out.
Yeah.
I can't hear myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, which one are you? 3?
Oh, I think there's a short in my... Oh, it wasn't in all the way. And
well, there it is.
Really loud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Better?
No, a little bit more.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. And we're back. Okay. But yeah, and we also see this in the Old Testament. A great example is David's example with Saul. Yeah.
So one of the greatest biblical examples is David. King Saul, he hunted him. He tried to kill him. He forced him into hiding. And he also slandered him. So that's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yet David repeatedly refused revenge. Can you imagine being on the other side? You could do something to mess with this person, but should you?
Yeah, and it's interesting because maybe we might not be able to relate to being hunted, someone trying to kill us, or forced into hiding.
I don't know what you've been through.
But hey, we all have a different journey for sure. But someone slandering you might be able to relate to that part of the story. So, and then the scriptures, we see this in 1 Samuel chapter 24, where David literally had the opportunity to kill Saul. His men encouraged it. The circumstances seemed perfect for it to happen, yet David said, I will not stretch out my hand against the Lord's anointed. David trusted God's timing more than his own emotions. And I think that's a big piece to take away.
I like the part, it's not a good part, but it says his men encouraged him to kill Saul. Yeah. And it's crazy if you have people around you that are like, yeah, you should do this. You just really have to watch the people around you and remember what God says versus what other people say.
And what are even our own emotions?
Yeah.
When something happens, even culturally in society, something upsetting happens, we feel all right, it's time to storm the streets and get out the pitchforks and start, raging. But I think there's times where we do have to let cooler heads prevail. And if we are believers and we're trusting in God, then we should take a step back and say, justice belongs to God, and I'm going to see, what he wants me to do in this situation. Yeah.
So how often do we justify revenge because we have the opportunity?
Oh.
I don't know how many times I've tried not to go off on someone on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's usually where I draft the post and delete it type of thing,
Because you want that immediate,
Or I send you the screenshot of what I was going to say, and you said, good call.
And then we talk about it.
And then you say, no, we don't talk about it. You say, Dan, don't post it.
I usually say don't post that.
Yeah. That's usually...
It's hard to keep your mouth shut when you have an opinion about a situation. It's hard for Dan to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, I can be a bit of a hothead.
So next segment...
I'm working on it. I've gotten a lot better, have I not? Okay, well, that wasn't convincing. All right, God's justice is often delayed but not denied.
So this is where many believers struggle. We expect immediate justice. God often works on a different timeline. Always works on a different timeline.
Yeah, and we see this in Ecclesiastes 8, verse 11, because the sentence against an evil deed is not executed speedily. The heart of the children of man is fully set to do evil. Most people mistake God's patience for God's absence, and the scriptures teach otherwise. And you want to see what this highlights in Galatians 6, 7.
There are so many times in these situations. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry, that was stupid. Caught me off guard.
There's so many times in these situations where I'm like, God, where are you? Don't you see that this situation needs to be fixed? And he's there. He's just not going to work when I want him to work. He's not a genie.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see this highlighted also in Galatians 6, chapter 7. Whatever one sows, that will also reap. So the Bible repeatedly teaches that God sees, God remembers, God judges, and God acts. And not always immediately, but always perfectly. Again, I said in the beginning, at the top of the episode, God's timing and God's perspective is eternal. Our perspective is limited, so we need to trust him who sees the whole picture. Yeah.
So our next segment, why we can trust God's justice more than our own. So the problem with human justice is that we don't know everything.
Yeah.
We only see the offense, the wound, and the visible circumstances. What God sees is the motives, the intentions, the hidden actions, and every detail. That's very true. We always see the surface level of things, and then we react a little bit too soon.
Yeah, because that's what we do as humans. We have flawed perspectives and even motives sometimes. And in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "No creature is hidden from his sight." God is the only perfect judge because he is the only one with perfect knowledge. And so a good discussion point that we can talk about here is if God gave us complete control of justice, would we likely overpunish some people and underpunish others? God never gets it wrong. Because you think about it, like you might have, whether it's a certain culture or a certain community or people that you're close with, how you dish out justice in your perspective might be different to the people that are not. Sorry, I saw a foot of a child. Go to bed. What's up, guys? Dan and Jasmine here, and we just wanted to tell you about this amazing company called Disciple Threads. Jasmine's also wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt, hat, tons of stickers on the back of the computer.
I don't have all that.
Yeah, well, we need to get another sticker pack,
yeah,
which
clearly.
you can get at their website,
disciplethreads.co.
Yes, and we have a promo code,
which is STTG.
Yes, so if you're interested, they have amazing apparel. If you want to wear your faith on your sleeves, literally, or on your shirts. On their website, they have amazing clothing. They have awesome stickers, anything where you want to wear your faith on your sleeves, be able to have gospel conversations. Even this hat is also Disciple Threads. I was able to have a conversation the other day where the verse reference on my hat was the exact verse I was having in the conversation. So amazing clothes, amazing company. Make sure to go use our promo code there for your discount code.
Yes.
Enjoy. Moving on to our next point, Jesus is the ultimate example. No one experienced greater injustice than Jesus.
He was betrayed, falsely accused, mocked, tortured, and crucified. And yet, in 1 Peter 2:23, it says, "When he suffered, he did not threaten, but continued entrusting himself to who judges justly." That's an incredible phrase, entrusting himself to him who judges justly. Jesus placed justice into the Father's hands. If Jesus trusted the Father with injustice, we can too.
I mean, that's a big point. I mean, again, the reality of that he was perfect. There was no real charges to bring up against him, and all that he went through and dying on the cross for all of mankind's sins. Like he knew it was part of his journey, but there was still injustice that had to occur, but he still trusted God's plan. And this next section, forgiveness is not the same as excusing.
So many believers struggle here. Forgiveness does not mean pretending it didn't happen, removing all consequences, rebuilding every broken relationship, and ignoring sin. But it does mean surrendering your right to personal vengeance. You can forgive someone while still establishing boundaries, seeking legal justice, speaking truth, protecting others. Forgiveness releases the burden of vengeance. And we've talked about establishing boundaries and all that fun stuff and how to get through tough relationships, whether you should end it or just say, hey, no, we're not going to be talking as much as we used to. But we can still speak truth to people. It might not end well, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think you read that next part. You can forgive someone while still establishing boundaries, seeking legal justice, speaking truth, protecting others. So you definitely have to keep that perspective in mind. Forgiveness releases the burden of vengeance. Because, again, the vengeance is that personal side of things where we instead are giving that over to God. And so this next area, what do we do while waiting for justice?
So we can pray honestly. And Psalms are full of believers crying out for justice, but God can handle your emotions. We can refuse bitterness. Bitterness allows the offender to continue controlling your life. We can continue doing good. Romans 12:21. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And it's hard to be good when you want to be bad.
Yeah, yeah. Said simply, but absolutely factual. Yeah, and we need to trust God's character. Again, this just kind of highlights what we've gone over. But the question is not, will God do what is right? The question is, do I trust Him enough to wait? I always think of that. What's the band? I'm Gonna Wait on You. Wow. Maverick City. Thank you. Yeah, it was right on the tip of my tongue. But, just waiting on the Lord and trusting His timing is a beautiful thing when it's done. But, man, it is super difficult to do. So, closing challenge. One day, every
You all right?
I'm stuck, dude. It's been a week or two. That's why we haven't podcasted in 2 weeks. My brain isn't working anymore.
So one day, every wrong will be addressed.
Every wrong will be right. The struggle.
So yeah, all the wrongs are going to be addressed. But you don't think about that until you read it out loud. Like, Jesus is coming.
In the proper English, yeah. Gosh. Oh,
maybe not. Okay, every lie, every betrayal, every act of injustice, every hidden sin. The cross proves God takes sin seriously.
Yes.
The resurrection proves evil does not win, and the coming return of Christ guarantees that justice is coming. Yeah. So you just wait on it. It may not happen until Jesus comes back.
That's reality. There are certain things where we just have to wait.
Okay.
Wait it out for the wrongs to be righted. It's a struggle. All right. A final passage. Genesis, it just fell apart at the end. Genesis 18:25, it says, shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just? And when we surrender revenge to God, we are not giving up on justice. We are placing justice into the hands of the only judge who cannot be corrupted, manipulated, or mistaken.
Oh, deep.
That'll preach. Anyway, justice delayed is not justice forgiven or forgotten. Sorry, God sees, God knows, and God will do what is right.
Amen.
So, well, thank you for joining us on this slightly dysfunctional episode of Speaking Through the Gray. We will be back next week on episode number 31. Looking forward to seeing you then. God bless. Have a good one. None of my buttons.
Speaking through the gray.